Hi, my name is Andrea and I'm from Michigan. I looked into two different consent forms, one being from Michigan and the other one being from Texas. The one from Texas was from Linda Brass, and she was really detailed in her. She talked about where she went to school, where she got her degrees. She talked about the counselor client relationship, which I haven't really seen that in any of the forms I've looked at before. She's talked about how she goes about counseling of what her method is. She does not talk about the procedures like tests and stuff she would do or does. However, she does talk about the times of how long you'll be in counseling for, how much money each appointment is, and she did say that money is due at the beginning of the session regarding the fact that if you paid afterwards, it would derail the counseling session that was just had. Um, Confidentiality, she did go in there pretty briefly. She did say there are some topics that she might have to release information. However, she made it pretty brief. So she also put a hotline number at the very end in case you couldn't reach her if it was after hours, that was 24/7 that you could talk to. Um, then going into the consent form from Michigan, that was True North's consent form, and that's our Christian counseling center. So theirs was pretty brief. The most I seen in their consent form, the biggest topic was confidentiality and why they would release it, what are the reasons, to who, and that was pretty huge. They also talked about referrals. You could actually get a referral from them to go to someone else. But Linda Bress did not talk about referrals. She was pretty dead set on staying with her, it seemed like. So besides that, they also did not talk about the counselors. I know it seems like there's, like they said, there's a lot of counselors. So they didn't talk about any of the counselors. They said that it would be a good choice to talk to them, ask them who they are, where they got their degrees from. But other than that, they didn't say anything. They didn't really put anything much in regards of emergency contact information. They did say go to a hospital if there's a problem. They didn't leave a number or anything. Besides that, they were pretty detailed about payment information of how that would work, and they also put stuff in there about insurance, how insurance would go about it, and how they will release, if insurance wants it, they will release counseling information, because some insurance companies will not pay for the session if um, it doesn't go along the lines of what the insurance company says. Besides that, looking into Michigan's guidelines, the two pretty much covered it, but what they were both missing is the no penalty. So the no penalty is if the client comes in and they don't talk the whole time that the counseling session is going on, that they don't have to pay for anything and the counseling treatment is over. So Linda Brass was pretty dead set on paying no matter what. Now, the Christian Counseling Center did not seem that way. They seemed more open, and I'm positive the two do talk besides what's in their consent forms of the program, the sessions, more in detail, because it would be pretty hard to understand um, everything listed in their consent form, which I did read an article about consent forms and the readability of them. It was called the Readability of Informed Consent Documents, and it was from 2017, and they talked about how in like the 70s and 80s there wasn't very many consent forms out there. Very little counselors chose to do them, and they would change them depicting on what the client was there to see him about. There's about 29% of the people who they did look around out of that sample that used them. I think the sample was out of 100. Besides that, um, going into 2010, they ended up making ACA made that it had to be done where you had to have a consent form no matter what, because there ended up being a court case going against a counselor because they didn't put down in their document or give them an consent form of the treatment they would do. And so they went to court over it. So, thanks for watching. Hope you learned something new. Bye.